What's going on? This is Jay Shady back with another Q&A. Q&A number 18. We're almost at Q&A 20 already. This is getting intense, guys. So, let's do this. Go right to it. My first question comes from Spinnernet 1. Alright. Spinnernet says, I know you did a Smashing Pumpkins cover earlier this year. I'm a huge fan of theirs. Regarding other popular bands from the 1990s, did you like the Stone Temple Pilots and or Soundgarden? Yes, I like both of them. I like a lot of alternative music from the 90s and grunge and all that stuff. I feel like 90s was the last great era for rock music. After that, it pretty much went south. But yeah, I like a lot of that alternative rock music that came out of that scene, including Stone Temple Pilots and Soundgarden. Next question. Do you believe in marriage? Yes, I do. And the last is, could you ever forgive a girlfriend or a wife who cheated on you? I mean, would you ever consider taking them back depending on the circumstances? It's just that there's so many different scenarios about that thing. Generally, I would think no. But it's like one of those things where, I can't really say it unless it's happening to me and I'm in those shoes. Because, I could say no, but maybe if I really, really love the girl, my mind would be swayed differently. But judging without actually being in the situation, I don't know, I just see somebody who cheats on me as they're corrupt and they're tainted, and I just can never trust them again, and I just don't care for them again. So, off the top of my head, if somebody cheats on me, I'd be pretty fucking pissed off, It's like, lose my temper. I'm serious about that shit, I'm not a big fan of the cheating thing. So, if somebody cheated on me, I'd be like, hell fucking no, and I'd yell, I'd scream. But, who knows if it's a different kind of situation. But, yeah, I'm going to flat out say, most likely not taking that person back. Alright. Next question is from Ariba Seal. Nexus versus The Shield, a comparison. Which was a better stable? I'd say, I mean, that's a hard one, because a better stable in the long run or in idea. Because the long run, of course, is The Shield, but as an idea, I think I'd like Nexus as a better stable. More badass, I would say Nexus. Cut better promos, that I'll give to The Shield. Put on better matches, The Shield. More formidable opponent, I definitely say The Shield, because the Nexus were just John Cena and Randy Orton's bitches. I mean, how scary is that? More dominant group, definitely The Shield. Had a better run, definitely The Shield. Had greater potential, that is the Nexus. Because, the Nexus was like fucking revolutionary. I know it was kind of like an NWO ripoff, but it was different because these were a bunch of unknowns. And that's the same, The Shield kind of ripped off the Nexus, being that it was a bunch of unknowns doing something shocking. So the Nexus was really the first in WWE to do that, just these unknown guys just tearing apart the ring and choking ring announcers and all this shit. So, as a greater potential, I mean, this could have revolutionized and brought us into a new era. If this just wasn't a storyline just to push John Cena and Randy Orton, this really shook the wrestling foundation the summer that it happened, and had a bigger push. The Shield, bottom line, better. I'll have to go with The Shield. They've been handled much better. They're much more interesting, especially now. It looks like they're security for the corporation. They've got titles, they've beaten big name people. So yeah, the Nexus was great in theory, but the execution left a lot to be fucking desired, and that is an understatement. Alright, so the next question is from the Wrestling Spider. Have you ever been friend-zoned? I've been friend-zoned with a girl I want to have sex with, but I've never been friend-zoned with a girl I've wanted to go out with. What was the most hurt moment that you have experienced from love? Alright, we're getting personal. The most hurt moment. a girlfriend that I went out with for like over 2.5 years, calling it quits, saying it's over and all that shit, that she wants to move on and that I don't take things seriously. I guess, throwing away 2.5 years of life, that's a pretty hurtful experience. What did you think of my video? I don't think I've seen it yet. I'm sorry. I'll check it out though. I forgot if I've seen it or not, honestly. And would you be interested in learning and going out to pick up girls? Watch Simple Pickup. No, not interested. I mean, if somebody really has social problems and doesn't know how to approach girls, then yeah, sure, go ahead, get tips. But that's not for me. I don't need somebody to tell me how to pick up girls. That's not resorting to that. So yeah, I'm just fine. I'm doing just fine myself. Thanks. Andrew T asks, what's your thoughts about Survivor Series 2003, mainly Undertaker versus McMahon match? I don't really remember that show too much. I don't remember if it was a good show overall. I remember Team Austin versus Team Bischoff. I love that, especially when it was a HBK versus three members of Team Bischoff, and he was just taking all of them on. That was a great match. I think Team Angle versus Team Lesnar match was good too. But I don't remember liking Undertaker versus McMahon. I remember not liking that match. Of course, it was a big moment because that was the death of the Biker Taker, and the Dead Man was reborn. So that was good, and I remember that. I remember being so fed up with the whole biker gimmick. I was like, come on, just be classic Taker already, So, and I remember Kane burying him. The ending was a lot more memorable than the match itself, and for what it caused, the rebirth of the Dead Man character. So yeah, but I would like to see that pay-per-view again because I don't remember the general consensus of it. Next up is IV Unleashed. Do you want to see Goldust and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 30? Sure, why not? I think that'd be a pretty good match. It's something that we should have gotten a while ago, but we didn't. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It doesn't look like Cody Rhodes is going to have anything important come WrestleMania 30, so why not? And you also asked, would you like to see RVD back? Well, he is back, and I like it, so there's that. Brockford305 asks, who do you think is a better psychopath, Mankind or any other? The best psychopath. I'll go with the Joker. He's a pretty crazy guy. Paralyzes Barbara Gordon. Does some wild things, torments Batman, and just for the fun of it. Yeah, I'll go with the Joker overall, the best psychopath. Even though Jack Torrance is fucking awesome, and I also throw in Hannibal Lecter in there, but I like the Joker. That's my #1 psychopath. BJ Gigolo, who's your favorite mid-card wrestler of all time? I'll go with Owen Hart. Never quite scratched the surface of main event billing and world heavyweight champion type material, but definitely a solid mid-carder, and just how could you not like Owen Hart? That's my favorite mid-card wrestler of all time. Last question. Y2J Youngboy, if the Attitude Era was still around today, how do you think it would be like? I think everybody would complain about it. On the YWC and IWC at least. Because, it's like, sometimes WWE does things today that is just like the things that they did in the Attitude Era, such as the Dan Bryan and Corporation storyline, and they do the right things, yet people complain about it. I'm pretty damn sure if, like I say, the Attitude never happened, and we get all this stuff today. We get the Stone Cold, the McMahon, the Rock, DX. If we all got that all today without it ever happening, being in our memory, everybody would be bitching about it and ranting on it and criticizing it. Oh, it's too violent. Things like that. But how do I think it would be like? I think it'd be pretty good, especially with people like The Shield, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar being back. I think It'd be good, you know, to have blood, like seeing blood in the Punk and Brock match would be great. You wouldn't have Vince Russo there where it's going crazy over booking and all that. You know, if it was the Attitude Era again, I think the company would be doing just fine. You know, it wouldn't be horrible. Probably have even more people watching it, being that it is racy, it is controversial. People always like to see controversy. Yeah, and it would be just a nice thing, a nice contrast compared to everything that's in society today. Everything is just so stale, so by the numbers, so safe and lame. It'd be nice having some badass, controversial, racy wrestling. So if the Attitude Era was still around today, you know, I'm sure. Well, one thing that'd be great is a lot of these bullshit superstars would be cut, because if it was the Attitude Era, you know, the standard would be much fucking higher for these wrestlers. So, you know, I don't think Kofi Kingston would be around, or, you know, Sheamus, or these fucking jabronis, you know, jokes like that. So that's one good thing, that is that the standard for quality from the wrestlers would be higher. But there you go. There's my 18th Q&A. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, leave your comments in the leave your questions in the comment section, or inbox me them. Alright, Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.